if you was like, hey, look, I don't know how many times I've developed being like, hey, look, like, you cute, like, can I spit at you? Woo, woo, woo. No, I'm okay. That's all right. You still look good. Thank you for giving me the time of day. Move on, keep it pushing. That takes a lot of work for most
Really?
men.
Yeah.
Yes, because most men do not like. It's like a
Wow. I
because
didn't
like
know this.
yeah, no, yeah, it does. It
I
takes
mean,
a lot
but
of
why,
work.
why,
She
why
said,
wouldn't you
really?
think that?
Because
Do you say things like this? No, I'm just saying. I mean, I know I don't. No, but I feel like I've seen so many men who just be like, oh, okay, you married, you got a man, whatever, and they just have a nice day. So I didn't realize that it
it took work.
takes,
It
no,
took
it
work to get
takes
there.
something.
So this is I always say it's like business, right? It's like being a superstar versus being an upcoming artist. It's like
I'll be honest with you, he's spitting some true game right here. Listen, it is difficult. Approaching gal on the street and getting rejected sometimes. It's tough, bro. Like your whole soul. But you know what it is, I've realized, well, like, when you get the first rejection, yeah, it's the hardest one. The hardest one is the first rejection. After that, you kind of get a buzz. So if you get two or three, I remember like, okay, so my biggest issue in this thing is getting over the first one. Once I get the first one, I'm buzzing. I'm like, all right, first rejection, all right, it is what it is. I don't care. Nothing happened. I didn't die. Second one, third one, fourth one. I can go. It's getting that first one over the line. And so a lot of us as men, we fear rejection. We hate it. We don't like it. Not necessarily out of entitlement, but it hurts. Simple as. And women know this because when they try, we say shoot your shot. I don't want to be embarrassed. You know, it's painful. And obviously there's guys who are disrespectful and we don't advocate for them, but we're saying rejection, nobody likes rejection. Nobody likes being told that they're not the one the person likes. Now, of course, approaching someone on the street, it's very difficult, whoop-de-woo. Listen, that rejection is not just painful. And for me, it's not even a rejection. If anyone else is watching, that rejection is even harder. Like if we're alone and that's cool, you said no, I'm alright. But a rejection in front of people, oh, that's shame and embarrassment. Oh my God. I'm shameless at times, but that shame is a different type of shame. You know what I mean? So anyway, listen, let's get into the video.
being an upcoming artist, like you got to go get it. But when you a big superstar, like it's an incoming call business.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Women have lived their whole entire life as incoming call business.
Great analogy.
So you have a lot of practice at telling niggas no.
I love that, bro. I love that analogy you gave as well, because that works for men as well. If you want the game to change for us as men, the simple thing is this: become the star, and the girls will flood to you. I saying to one of my guys, and he was like, I was saying to that, bro, you have to work smarter, not harder. And I said, yeah, the way to work smarter is become something, and the women flood to you, right? In this, especially in this day and age now, you can become, status-wise, social media big, and people will know who you are. What happens? People want to come to you, right? When people recognize me on the street for TikTok, I don't have to do anything. Women will come up to you like, are you the, I recognize you, are you the guy that does the chest thing? And I'll go, yeah. And they're like, oh my God. And then boom, conversation's in, I'm in. I don't have to do nothing. I've got a buy-in already. Do you understand? Right? So you have to understand that this game is rigged. Work smarter, not harder. Don't cry about it. Just adapt and know the rules.
Like, men have a lot of practice at telling at going to go get a no. Like we know 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be a no.
Back then, I used to have a lot of girls that'd be like, I never liked dudes with long hair, but I like you.
That's like you pretty for a black girl.
Yeah, that's
bullshit.
exactly what
Pretty
that
much,
is.
That
pretty much.
bullshit. But how did that make you feel?
I felt like that guy. It's like, yeah, I'm an exception to the rule.
Now, how do you feel when somebody tells you look pretty but you look pretty for a?
It's offensive.
All right.
It's offensive.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's the difference between how men and
Right.
women are forged. Like we were literally built around those, but it doesn't make it easier. It's still gonna chip away at your ego, your
That's
confidence.
crazy. I never thought about that.
Not mine. I'm different. I was built different.
You're an Aquarius.
I don't-
We're born different. We're born different.
I'll take it, but I just think that for me it was like I was raised by 2 women, so I've never had that weird disconnect that most men have. Like I've been around women who handle shit, do shit. When I saw an interview with what's the light skinned girl to get on everybody's nerves, even though she be speaking truth but be mean.
Lori?
Lisa,
She used to be on Insecure.
oh,
Oh, Amanda Seals.
That girl.
Oh.
So she had said something about
Love her.
She had said, Jesus, telling. No. I like her too sometimes, but she had said something that was like I think around she said something about how you've never, as men, we've never seen a matriarchal figure, a strong woman, and you don't know that you've grown up in a patriarchal society, and you don't know. And I went, well, that's not my experience. Because my first experience with a woman was someone who handled everything in the house. And didn't just handle everything in the house. She taught me that being a man meant that I had to also handle things in the house, that there was no gender-specific deviation. So I always had strong female figures. And the shows that we watched were ethnocentric. So even in blaxploitation films, we had Pam Grier, we had Nichelle Nicole, rest in peace.
So I guess that helps. Coming in the matriarchal's, society does help one with the way that they deal with emotions. They're willing to deal with emotions. They're more open to emotion, more open to talking, more open to conversing, being open and expressive about how they feel. The other aspect though is but what happens about being taught how to be a man though? Because those are constructs, right? Being taught a lot of our what to be a man is also constructs as well as biology. Do you know what I mean? And so we all have different ideas in terms of what being a man is in certain folds, and there are going to be overlaps where we all agree in terms of what a man is. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to kind of hear his thoughts as well around certain things. Let's go.
So like my experience is completely different, which is why I can't place my experience on what these weird ass niggas is doing. Which is why when I say most men 9 out of 10 getting rejected, you can't place your experience because you are not that experience.
I think that honestly, if a man approaches you respectfully, like, hey, you know, I think you look nice, can I get your number, blah, 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 like, you can respond respectfully. Like, there's no need to be disrespectful. There's no need to call anybody thirsty, you know, and maybe that's part of the problem is that. And
I'll be honest with you, the woman that I've approached, listen, you know, the most painful thing is not their response. It's the fact that I didn't get what I wanted. You know what I mean? Like, I'll approach a girl and the girl will be like, sorry, no, I'm not interested. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Like he was saying, have a nice day. I appreciate you. Thank you. And I'll keep it going, you know? And one of my first one approaching someone on the first one of the day, yeah, I can feel the nerves. I feel the nerves. And after that, it's calm. You know what I mean? The next second one or third one is cool. But it's just like, so, most women that I've encountered when I've approached them have been respectful. You know what I mean? Yeah, been respectful. And then sometimes I see these guys and I'm like, bro, a man will be harassing a gal and I'm like, bro, relax, bro. You're doing too much. Like, it feels like you're not giving this girl a choice. Like, let the girl breathe, innit? But he might not get a number. Sometimes just persistent works, you know what I mean? So yeah, but you know, for me, honestly, you know, I've rarely seen women like reject me in a nasty way. I told you I've told some funny stories about some rejections I did have in the past, but that was when we were younger. I think as adults, you don't really get that same kind of rejection that it's so disrespectful. Do you know what I mean? I think it's more of a case of no, sorry, I'm not interested, or I've got a man, or you know what, you know, maybe I'm not your type, or yeah, that's calm. That's respectful for me.
There's no mutual respect.
Because if a nigga tell you, hey, look, I'm trying to fuck, that's not necessarily disrespectful. It may be disrespectful to you,
but it's honest.
But that's honest. And you should be like, no, sir, I would not like to fuck, or nigga, I ain't fucking you. That is equal levels of like, I'm cool, you cool. Mm-hmm. But when you go, nigga, how dare you, who do you think I am? A person who's trying to fuck. I don't understand. It's not. Well, maybe yeah, but if you were raised a Protestant or a Baptist or some shit, maybe that to you is an offensive thing to hear. But objectively, he's not like pressing your line. Because I know niggas who may not cuss at you, may not say that, who will be like, hey, mama, you beautiful, all that. And then you say no, and you're like, bitch, you think you somebody. That to me is far more disrespectful than the nigga trying to be like, hey, I'm trying to fuck. Like,
absolutely. I absolutely 100% agree that. And also that screams a lot about the kind of person that he is. You know what I'm saying? I always say this, listen, just because you reject me doesn't change how buff you are. I thought you were buff when I came over. I think you're buff when I left. Now, do I have to focus on that thing? No, like I'll keep it pushing and move on. You know what I mean? Like once it's done, it's done. Like yo, fam, the girl, you don't have no rights over anybody. If she says no, move on. Like that disrespectful stuff where you're not even that nice anyway, or you know you think you're too cute. What is that? Why are you in your emotional bag? Can you get out of your emotional bag?
For him to be like, bitch, you think you're somebody, that's far more disrespectful.
Like a man like who has higher self-esteem would be like just like appalled.
But I feel like if
we got rejected to get there.
Don't put me in this category.
Wait, hold on. But for a woman,
that's your vibe.
when a woman has high security, like a woman is not insecure, I don't feel like she takes rejection like and internalizes it and like then it chips at her ego and she feels insecure. Because I'm trying to think like if I ever got rejected by a man, which I did.
Now, you see how she geared up? That's because it's only happened once.
Amanda was ready.
That nigga been dead to her since. Let's hear it.
No, he has. So back in the day Where like you went on Facebook and y'all played the little like my status for like a to be honest. Y'all do that on Facebook?
Oh,
I remember
shit.
that.
Yeah.
Back in the
So there
day.
was this. I used to be real cute with everybody. I used to be like, oh, you're cute. I don't really know you that well, but you know, you're cute.
Go get it.
So,
I remember this.
you know, this one guy, it went to his head and he just kept texting me. So I'm just like, okay, you see, some people just take this shit to the heart, and I'm like, okay, but he was cool. So I kept texting him, and I'm like, he wasn't really that.
Wait, hold on. What you're not gonna do is say he took it to his head. Why would he not take it to his head? If he said he's cute, what would he not take it to his head? Right? Coded language, and just say, listen, you cool. That's it. You added a cute in there. You cute. You cool. Like, of course I'm gonna try. Right? We're gonna try. Anyway, yeah.
That cute to me, but I fucked with him. Like
That's what men get pissed off about. That energy. When you give that man that energy, like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody wants that kind of rejection. That energy, nobody wants it.
You
Yeah,
like the
good.
attention and you like the vibe.
exactly.
That's
So
exactly what it was.
Yeah, so I kept going in and I liked him. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I could kick it with him. We kicked it for like the whole summer. Maybe like
Okay.
That's what we call
nah,
caught
but from
lacking.
like May. Say
Caught lacking.
May and maybe once like the summer started to end, like say mid-August,
He got ugly.
niggas started going go. So I literally just hit him and I said, yo, what's up with you? I said, do you not fuck with me no more? I was like, you don't like me no more? And he was like, to be honest, nah.
TBH.
And I was just like, you see, that's where you got me fucked up because I didn't even like you in the first
But you
place.
asked him for his honest. You
That's the worst though. When you
When you lowered your
Do you not see how entitled that sounds? I didn't even like you in the first place, and I gave you a chance. And so, I changed my mind. You think I should be grateful? The fact that you showed some interest in me? That's the tact mentality we're talking about. And that comes through when you can sometimes sense that. And that's mad. Hey, that's absolutely wild. You asked him a question, he answered it. He should not have gone ghost in the first place anyway, but he answered it, and then you punished him. Or at least you didn't say it to his face, but in your head anyway. It's mad.
standards.
my standards. I didn't even want to talk to you for real. You just was being so pressed and so thirsty that I was just like, they was
Did you get the draws?
No.
Did y'all
I
date?
wasn't fucking at that time.
But did y'all date?
Well, what do you
Y'all- did
expect?
you, when you interacted, there was a relationship.
What?
There was
Hold
responsibility.
on. Can we rewind?
What did
He
you
said, what did I expect? Because I said I wasn't fucking at that time.
He said from May to August, you didn't give up no bot.
I was a virgin.
August.
I was a
doesn't-
virgin.
He's not a virgin,
Okay.
so he don't care that you're a virgin.
So my
Okay,
you
but
think
from
that
the
was the
start,
reason?
but
I
from
know
May,
that was the reason.
but from May when we started talking, you knew I was a virgin.
That doesn't mean you wasn't ready.
So
God.
okay,
trying to warm you up?
that didn't even make no sense to me.
No, I get what he's saying. I mean, I don't like the way it's being put, but I get what he's saying. Basically saying, listen, hey, you weren't putting out. Old guy was thinking to himself, I'm going to hit something else. Simple logic. You weren't putting out, I'm going to hit something else. Yeah? All right? Simple as. That be it. Right? And that could be scumbaggerous if you want to call it, but I wasn't. But again, it depends on what he entered that thing saying. Did he want a relationship or nah? If he did, then he's been scumbaggerous. If he didn't want a relationship, well, you knew what it was.
I'm just
You
saying.
do got one with the body. Here, this is the thing.
Oh yeah, we've been talking for
And
months.
he knew he wasn't.
Up-
trying
Wait, how old were you at that point as a virgin?
That's
She was 18.
No, 14.
No, I lost my virginity at 17, so I was probably 16.
Okay, so let's slow down here. So we're talking. I just want to make sure we're context because the people outside are just thinking this was in 2019. Let's just make this
No,
clear.
that's why I said back in the Facebook days when we used to do the
And
TBA.
then with a TBH.
So,
Yeah.
so Facebook is still out.
Glowing
And
eyes,
still
poetry.
very much so popping. For old
Is
people.
it?
For old
That's
people.
what-
For old people. So I didn't know her age. You know, black women don't age. So I'm trying to get a context. So
Could be 42.
correct. So she said back when we was liking statuses, I'm like, you probably worked at the DMV, had a whole job. So the reality is this.
You got a whole storyline.
Right. 'Cause this
whole
happens.
fucking storyline.
Creative, right? So contextually though, you actually attained this man. You entered a relationship with this man. And we're talking about the rejection being that at some point you didn't like each other anymore. This is why men and women are different. Ma'am, that's not rejection.
Ma'am.
What is it? What is
That's
it?
not rejection.
So what would you-
That's
what would
two
you
people
call
who don't
that?
want to be
Yeah, what do
together
you
no
what do
more.
you call it?
Just a breakup.
A breakup. Thank you.
It's not rejection.
I actually love the way he dropped it. He gently did this, you know. I was literally watching to see how he'll perform it. The guy gently dropped it so beautifully. I just need to even go back and watch it. It's so beautiful the way he dropped it.
Very much so popping. For old people. So I didn't know her age. You know, black women don't age. So I'm trying to get a context. So
Could be 42.
correct. So she said back when we was liking statuses, I'm like, you probably worked at the DMV, had a whole job. So the reality is this.
You got a whole storyline.
Right. 'Cause this
Whole
happens.
fucking storyline.
Creative, right? So contextually though, you actually attained this man. You entered a relationship with this man. And we're talking about the rejection being that at some point you didn't like each other anymore. This is why men and women are different. Ma'am, that's not rejection.
What is it? What is
That's
it?
not rejection. That's two people who don't want to be
Yeah, what
together
do
no
you
more.
what do you call it?
Just a breakup.
A breakup. Thank you.
It's not rejection.
Like, day after day, I'm like, okay, I don't hear from him. Weird. Okay, second day, I don't hear from him. So I'm like, yo, what's up with you? Because if we've been talking all this time, day after day, for months, and I just stop hearing from you days at a time, like, I'm thinking something's up with you.
So you had his
'Cause
number
Yes.
and consistent contact.
Yes.
Ma'am, this is not rejection. I know, and look,
Yeah, it's really not rejection. Where's she going? And she knows it's not rejection. I mean, it could be, it's a form of rejection in the end of the relationship, but it's a breakup. Let's just completely different. Like, or let's say we stop talking. It's not necessarily rejection. I think, or at least let's clarify it. Rejection on approach is what we're talking about, rather than rejection in interaction where we already have it. So let's say there's a rejection in the approach. That will make it more specific.
I know it. I don't want to take away your struggle.
Man is like, woe is me.
I don't want to, but that is a bad bitch story. I just want you to know that when your biggest L is a nigga that you didn't want, you got him to talk to you every day, emotionally connect and
For
vibe,
months.
and then wasn't fucking him.
Wasn't fucking him.
And the nigga was like, I'm cool. And you was like, that was the biggest L of my life. I'm like, when it came to rejection, ma'am, do you realize, can we tell some of our rejection stories, men?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, let's tell them.
Because it gets bad.
I got rejected a lot.
Sticky
Like,
as fuck.
A lot.
I want to hear
So that
it.
she can have a context of what rejection looks like.
Well, so rejection looks like,
Break it down to himself.
hey, I got a boyfriend. And it's like, no, you don't.
Hey, listen. When that happens, see, you just gotta take that L, bro. Because especially if you know, especially if you like, let's say when you was back in school and everything, and the girl says that, like, you already know she hasn't got a man, but she's saying that because she don't want to be with you. You have to get over it, fam. It's bad, but that's funny. That's true.
That's what rejection
It's
is.
a lie? Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I
yes.
know it's a lie.
It's a lie, but sometimes it's not. So you can't even say that's a lie.
That's
No,
still rejection.
He knew, but you knew she didn't have a
Yeah,
boyfriend.
yeah, I know. Like,
he knows for a
I can
fact.
tell. You was just, the way you was just dancing on old boy over there. That's not
You didn't have a
boyfriend.
good time.
Oh nah.
I mean,
I got rejected. I got rejection with dances.
Kidding me?
Yeah. You get rejection with dances as a man. You over here and she over there. Y'all feeling the vibe. She even look at you like, yeah, come over here. You walk over and she goes, sorry.
Yes, yes, that is
rejection.
the worst. Look at your face. You can't even imagine that level of rejection.
Hold on, 'cause
It's so, bro. It's so true, man. These guys are actually spitting game. I want to watch the whole live of this actually, because it happens. It happens. You literally, bro, be at a dance. Listen, you've not been there. In fact, we need to do a whole one where we talk about it for men. But you've not been there, fam. When you're in a dancer, and you go to dance, right? But I think, do you know what it is? I think now it's a bit different. When I was younger, it's completely different because when you were younger, you just go from behind, didn't it? Now, I make sure there's eye contact. If I'm in a you know, like a festival, whatever. If I'm gonna dance with you, we're gonna have eye contact first. Not because of the rejection or anything, but because we consider that sexual assault now. Like back in the day, that wasn't a thing. Like back in the thing that we're like, well, a girl would be like, you know what I mean? And you take your L and you go. Now you can't do that. You do that now, you get arrested. So it's like, so there's a difference. But back in the day, what? When you come and try to wind up upon a gal and girl give it a toot, and then look behind and go. Sometimes they don't even look at your face. They just go down on the shoe. You know what I mean? And they're gone. So, you know, I'm telling you, man. Oh, those days it was funny, man.
I'm Caribbean. I don't care who I'm dating. I'm dancing.
You
in the
whining.
fucking-
Man, that was good, man. I appreciate it. Listen, like, share, subscribe. Click on the bell button for notification uploads. Listen, men get rejected, I believe, much worse than women. But maybe women disagree. Maybe they get rejection in another way. Let us know your thoughts. I would love to have that conversation with you in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. Click